Hi, everyone. Welcome to my brand new podcast for the year 2022. Before I get into the name of my brand new podcast and where I came up with the name, I just wanted to kind of give everyone a background of, why I'm starting this new podcast. Some of you might know me from the podcast Blended by Love. I am one half of the Blended by Love podcast crew. However, I decided to venture off and do my own podcast this year because I have been inspired lately by the work that I do. I'm not going to go into too much details of what I do. I want to try to keep that separate, but I find at times where I am providing a service or, doing what I do at a high level, it feels amazing. That feeling where you know that you love what you do, and for that passion to actually help other people find inspiration. I wanted to kind of translate that into a podcast. I'm a person that finds inspiration in a lot of things. Daily. And I'm saying that every day I'm inspired by something, but pretty much most of the time I am. And I want this to be a platform where people can either come on and share their inspiration or come on and find their inspiration. I want our listeners, our listeners to find some inspiration, right? I encourage you guys to email us and, try to join in the conversations that we're going to have, because I feel like I'm going to go deep into a wide range of topics. This is going to be a platform where we're talking about everyday things. We're talking about spiritual things. We're talking about sports. We're talking about politics. We're talking about everything and anything. But with a little twist, we want to try to find the inspiration, right? And I feel like when you find your inspiration, that's where you set yourself free. Some of the work that I do in my regular job that I'm so passionate about, I find that when I hit that place where, I've done my job well, and even sometimes when I do everything I can and it doesn't generate the results that I set out to do, I still feel like, I'd rather be doing that than anything else in the world. And I think that's a great feeling, and I want others to find that in for themselves. And I think that when people find that, they set themselves free. So, with that said, the name of my podcast is Free Yourself. And no, I'm not saying that like free yourself, shun, nothing like that. Is like shelf, where there is a shell in the word YourSHELF, right? So take a ride with me. Lately, one of my inspirations have come through not even studying, just reading on astrology, right? So I am a Cancer, and those of you that know the zodiac, the Cancer is a crab, right? And there, obviously, the crab has an outer shell, a hard outer shell, right? I'm getting all these words mixed up. Anyways, a hard outer shell, right, with a soft inside. Right, that is what I am, right? And in learning about the astrological signs, I find that a lot of the stuff that I read about Cancer is me, right? So I'm emotional. I'm ruled by the moon, right? So for me to get in touch with or I don't know if I say getting in touch is the right word. It's more like embracing everything that I am is helping me to break out of my shell, right? So in doing so, breaking out of that shell, freeing myself from my shell is also giving me that inspiring feeling that I feel when I find and do my passion. And so the concept for this podcast is to free your shelf, right? And there's many ways that you can free yourself, right? Opening your mind, right? Gaining knowledge, right? Opening your third eye. You open it up, you're enlightened. You free yourself from your shell, right? So let's get away from looking at a crab and a hard shell that the crab has, right? Your body is a shell, right? You ever hear a person say he's a shell of himself, right? Because your body is a shell, and what you have inside is what we would like to pull out, to break free that spirit that you have in there. Boom. Share it, free it, and share it with the world. And so that's part of why I am doing this, because I've found inspiration in life where that feeling of freeing yourself should be shared with others, and for others to share that, and so that others can find their own inspiration into being themselves fully, right? And I'm bringing that back to where I've been learning about, my cancer characteristics, where like some of it is like, I don't kind of want to admit that, yeah, I'm a moody cat. Yes, I do get moody, right? So instead of being like, nah, that's not me. No, yeah, it is me. And you know what? It's okay. Everybody has their own characteristics, personalities. There's no faults. People are who they just are. We need to embrace it. And once you embrace it and say, yeah, that's who I am, that's where you start finding yourself. That's where you start allowing yourself to break free from that shell. So the name of this podcast is Free Your Shelf, right? You free yourself, you free yourself, you free yourself from that shell. And hopefully we can kind of just spread that inspiration where it's contagious, where others find inspiration and share it with the world, and hopefully we can build a better, not better, just a more inspired world where everyone is free, they're in touch with who they are, it's okay to be who you are, and share that with one another, right? It's perfectly fine to be different, and be yourself. What comes with freeing yourself? What comes from freeing yourself, or what comes along with it? How do you free yourself? You free yourself by being who you are fully all the time. Like, there is nothing wrong with you. One of the things that, and these are topics that we're going to break down later on, I'm just spitting out some of the things that we might be talking about later on, where we get deeper into it and have deeper conversations about this, where be yourself all the time, right? There's no one that can say anything about you, and in embracing who you are, the dark parts of you, where we grow up in a society where we're meant, or we're made to feel like there's something wrong with some of the things that you do. No, dude, like, I'm human, right? We are all human. We do quirky things. We are normal, right? There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with us. There's like, what is it? Be yourself. As long as you're not committing theft, right? One of the people that I listen to, he talks about there's one sin is theft, any kind of theft. When you steal a person's life, where you steal a person's safety, where you steal a person's possession, where you steal a person's right to choose, their free will. When you coerce somebody, you steal their right to make a choice. So it's all one sin, theft. You know, as long as you're not stealing somebody's life, fighting them and stealing their safety, right? Committing, let's call it what it is. It's when you rape. If you rape somebody, you're stealing that person's consent to sex, or consent, or you just stole, whatever it is you say, right? When you steal their possessions, when you steal a person's right to choose, a right to make their own decision, that's the only thing that, other than that, like, do you, be yourself, be free, yo. That's like some of those that we're going to get deep into these things because, again, like I said, we're in a society where you're made to feel like there's something wrong with you for doing something that you're not really causing anyone any harm. Like, dude, just let me live. Let me be who I am, right? And then living that way all the time, it's freeing. It's inspiring. That's where you're always doing what you're passionate about all the time, every time, no matter what it is. Like, some people might think that this podcast is a freaking joke. Like, yo, look at this dude. Like, he's all over the place. Not even, but F it. This is what I love to do at this moment. This is something that I love to do. So let me be me, right? If you don't want to listen to it, keep it moving. But that comes with being free. Again, like, expanding your knowledge is freeing. When you open your mind to new things, it's freeing. It's allowing space to learn something new. And that's what this platform is going to be. Let's learn something new. Let's inspire each other. And I'm so looking forward to this, to sharing with you and having you guys on either in person or through comments or emails, because there's so much that we can do to inspire others. And that's the point of this, is more about inspiring others. Like, I know I don't care. I'm going to act a fool because this is what I like to do, but I want others to find their passions and for them to find their acting a fool thing that's going to make them feel good, sharing something with the world, inspiring, helping people in the world, and sharing those stories. That's what I'm trying to do here. And I hope that you guys will take the ride with me. And that's it. Just keeping this short. They're not going to be long. It's going to be quick. Something you can listen to on the ride to work. Once again, this is Free YourSHELf. Don't forget to drop a comment or an email. Peace out. Free YourSHELf, shun.